This is the Yankees POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, the Yankees postcast returns. Fundamentals were not the order of tonight at Fenway. First of four between the Yanks and rival Red Sox. 6-3 the final score in favor of Boston. The Yankees' mini two-game win streak is history. A big reason why tonight the Yanks committed 4 errors for the first time in a game this season. In fact, the last time they committed 4 errors, August of last year against the Red Sox. 6 runs scored by Boston tonight. All of them unearned. Connelly Early essentially gets the better of Cam Schlittler. We'll break down the pitching matchup as well. Again, 6-3 the final as the Yanks kick off their 4-game weekend set with the Red Sox at Fenway with a loss. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Berman, and welcome to the Yankees postcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. The Yankees again lose. Final score 6-3. And that's where we will begin.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, so obviously sloppy play. If you watched the game tonight, it was messy. 4 errors for the first time in a game since August 25th, which was last year against the Red Sox. The Yanks did not allow an unearned run. It was, in fact, 6 unearned runs. Not just 1, 6. Cam Schlittler was the beneficiary, if you will, of several of those errors, including the huge one, which came in the 5th inning. Ahmed Rosario with the chance to get out of the inning right through the legs. Now, it was a Wilson Contreras line drive that was admittedly hit hard, but it looked like Rosario tried to play a little Olay, perhaps cheat on the double play a bit and turn his body so that he was ready for the throw. However, you want to categorize his positioning of the ball. It wasn't good. And the shot goes right between his legs. And as we said, it changed everything. That inning was capped off by Caleb Durbin's 2-run shot over the monster in left off of Schlittler. But again, Cam Schlittler lowers his season ERA to 1.62 because in 5 innings of work, he allowed 0 earned runs. So he was not the problem tonight. In fact, as we said, all 6 Boston runs were unearned. Yerry De Los Santos allowed 2 unearned runs in an inning. In a third of an inning of his work, and obviously didn't help himself defensively with the bunt up the third base line, which would have given the Yankees an out there, but instead it turned into bases loaded, nobody out. And to be fair, the Red Sox could have completely busted it open there. They only scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th, which turned out to be enough, despite the fact that the Yankees got the go-ahead run at the dish in the 9th inning against old friend Aroldis Chapman. But again, nobody could come through with a big hit. Yankees, as we said, loaded the bases in the 8th inning. Yanks got the lead in the top of the first. Paul Goldschmidt has been awesome. We talk about it every single night. Perhaps the best free agent signing of any free agent signing in the winter of 25, winter 26. However you want to categorize it, he has been awesome. He's now hitting .301, had 2 more hits tonight, and got on base in that 9th inning to give the Yankees a chance. Now, Ben Rice takes the collar, goes 0 for 5. He's been cold of late. His season average goes all the way down to .281. Now, the only other player besides Goldschmidt on the Yankees side with 2 hits tonight was Jose Caballero. But the defensive alignment tonight left a lot to be desired. Ahmed Rosario at third. Anthony Volpe, who essentially committed an error in that 8th inning, which led to 2 more runs. Now, of course, you can't assume the double play. Volpe throws wide to first after getting the first out at second, and then throws to first wide. And as we said, he registered an out, so you cannot assign an error to the play. But it was an error. So essentially the Yankees had 5 errors, and it allowed 2 more runs to score, hence the unearned De Los Santos runs. So again, the defensive alignment was Rosario at third, Volpe at short. The left side of the infield left a lot to be desired tonight, and it cost the Yankees because they were sloppy all night long. Now, that being said, we talked about the Ryan McMahon IL stint because of the infection in his throat. As we told you last night, he's got to sit still for 72 hours, which is why the Yankees put him on the IL. Can't have him sit in a hotel for 3 days before you can return. It just absolutely kills the bench. So, no McMahon at third. You play Rosario at third, Volpe at short, weak left side of the infield, and then Caballero, who's iffy in left field, who had some interesting plays to make in left field tonight, including a fly ball that he almost dropped. Anyways, point being, the defensive alignment hurt the Yankees tonight. And against a team like Boston, well, that's going to come back to haunt you. What's interesting about Boston is they have scored 3.94 runs per game. There's only one team in baseball that has scored fewer per game. That's the Padres. They're at 3.91. Now, that being said, the pitching of the Red Sox has been pretty good. So, as we said, a team heading in opposite directions. They can't hit, but they can pitch. In fact, the starter, Connelly Early, struck out 9 tonight, which means the Red Sox have struck out or had a pitcher strike out 9 or more batters in 4 straight games. So it'll give you an idea of, 1, how miserable the offense has been for Boston, but 2, how good the pitching has been. And they just can't seem to put it together, which is why they're in last place in the division despite winning tonight, and the second worst record in baseball behind only the Rockies, who just beat the Red Sox in a series in Denver. That's where the Red Sox came from. Oh, and by the way, the Red Sox didn't get into Boston thanks to plane issues until 7 local time this morning. And then they had to play a night game. And what do? They go out and beat the Yanks. Again, 6-3. But again, as we said, the performance of Cam Schlittler, not terrible. 5 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, struck out 9, did allow the home run through 92 pitches. And as we said, lowered the season ERA to 1.62, by far the best in the American League. But it comes at a loss. Yanks now 48-32. What's interesting about today is the Rays won handily. They got 3 home runs from Jose Caminero, Junior Caminero, and they also took a no-hitter into the 9th inning. Old friend Craig Kimbrell gets the first out, then allows a hit and a home run. And the no-hitter, the combined no-hitter, was lost. But again, the Rays win. Point being, they're now 2 back of the Yankees in the division. They win. Yanks lose 6-3 to the Red Sox. By the way, the Red Sox now 33-46. As we said, only one team with a worse record in all of baseball in both leagues, and that's the Colorado Rockies, who just took 2 or 3 from the Red Sox out in Denver. We'll take a break. When we return, an update on a starter that's not currently starting because he's on the IL. We'll tell you who it is, and we'll tell you how soon he's going to return. Plus, we'll set you up with the probables for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll do it all coming up next right here on the Yankees Postcast. All right, ED is way more common than most guys think, and millions of men deal with it at some point. HIMSS offers a simple, convenient way to take care of your health by connecting you with licensed healthcare providers online and giving you access to personalized treatment options from the comfort of home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines, just a straightforward process designed to make getting what you need easier. Taking care of yourself shouldn't feel complicated, and HIMSS makes the process private and easy to navigate. It's healthcare built around your schedule and your comfort. When something is already uncomfortable to talk about, the last thing you want is a complicated process. Having the ability to start online from home makes taking that first step feel much more manageable. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/lockedonmlb. That's hims.com/lockedonmlb for your free visit online. hims.com/lockedonmlb. Prescription required. See website for details and important safety information. Next up is Odoo. Running a business shouldn't feel like you're trying to connect a bunch of systems that were never designed to work together. One app for accounting, another for inventory, another for sales, and somehow none of them talk to each other. That's where Odoo comes in. Odoo is all-in-one business management software that brings every part of your business together in one powerful platform. From sales and accounting to inventory and marketing, everything works in one place, helping your team move faster, stay organized, and focused on growing the business instead of managing software. The best organizations know that success isn't just about talent. It's about having everyone working toward the same goal. And that's true in sports just like it is in business. One thing that really stands out is how the organization got everyone pulling in the same direction. Wasn't just one great player or coach, it was a coordinated effort across the entire organization that made it successful. Great organizations win because operations matter, and that's why you should get Odoo. Try it for free today at odoo.com/lockedon. That's odoo.com/lockedon. All right, last but not least, Indeed. Workplace chaos can show up fast. The problem is that finding the right candidate can take a lot more time than most businesses can afford. That's where Indeed Sponsored Jobs comes in. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you reach candidates who actually fit what you're looking for based on skills, experience, and location. Finding the right person can make all the difference, whether it's building a business or building a winning team. Some of the best moves organizations make aren't always the splashiest ones. Sometimes it's finding the person who fits exactly what the team needs at the right moment. That's what stood out to me here, and it's the same idea behind Indeed Sponsored Jobs, helping connect organizations with candidates who are the right fit from the start. Spend less time searching, more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now. Support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Do you need to hire? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. All right, we are back on the Yankees postcast. My name is Jay Berman. Just a couple of minutes to play with before we get out of here. As we said, first of four between the Yanks and rival Red Sox. Red Sox win it 6-3. Absolutely horrendous defense tonight from the Yankees. Just sloppy. Be it Ahmed Rosario with the essentially game-changing error, Anthony Volpe's misplay in the bottom of the eighth inning, and obviously a lot more. Errors all over the place. 4 errors tonight for the first time in almost a year. They made 2 in the opening inning. Now, they were lucky not to give up a run to Boston early, but when the error was committed by Rosario in the 5th inning, that opened the floodgates. They would score 4 runs with the Red Sox. And again, they scored 6 total in the 6-3 win tonight. All 6 were unearned. Now, as for Trent Grisham, we told you we'd give you an update on that, so here goes. The plan is for him to go through full baseball activities in Boston. If you saw the broadcast tonight, he's there. He's on the bench. He'll take place in those baseball activities over the next few days. That will include a few turns running the bases, if you will. He also took BP on the field today. He's getting close, says Aaron Boone. However, he's going to need a rehab assignment at some point coming up soon. So you will not see Trent Grisham in the coming days, hopefully in a week or 2. As for the probables for the rest of the series, it gets interesting. Friday night will be Will Warren and Peyton Tolley. Saturday, Garrett Cole, Jake Bennett. And then Sunday, Carlos Rodon and old friend Sonny Gray. After the Yankees finish their 4-game set with the Red Sox in Boston, back home for 2 series against the American League Central. Detroit for 3, and then Minnesota for 3 next weekend. That includes the 4th of July. The Yanks are now 48-32. Their lead over the Rays shrinks to 2 games. Rays won today. They beat the Royals. Junior Caminero had 3 home runs, and they almost threw a no-hitter. 8 1/3 of combined no-hit baseball before the Royals finally got a hit. So the Rays now trail the Yankees by just 2 little games. And we've talked about at length on this postcast about how the Yankees just don't have anybody to fear in the American League. Well, the Rays aren't going to quit. And they're not there yet, but they're not going to quit. So they're only 2 games back and keeping things tight in the American League East. Before we get out of here, I want to say you must tune in to Locked On Yankees. Our old friends Stacy and Brian are there. They handle all the stuff at Locked On Yankees, so follow, subscribe, and enjoy. As we said, 3 more games with the Red Sox. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Yankee pitchers lined up are Warren, Cole, and Rodon. Again, Yanks lose tonight 6-3. They're 48-32. The series continues on Friday night against the Red Sox. Let's go Yanks, and we'll see you soon.